What's going on, kaijus? It's Goji from Gojira's here, and today marks the first episode, the first video of the Gojira's Magic the Gathering series. Today we will be discussing some Rivals of Ixalan things, mainly the Planeswalker decks. While these are still standard legal, they are not in the main set, so you can't get these cards from the main set like pulling some Rivals of Ixalan booster packs. These come out in January, and it's very close to January, and we're not seeing too many spoilers, not many hypes being built around Rivals of Ixalan yet. It kind of like died down a little bit, but I'm here to revive the long-lost hype, and let's start with the two Planeswalker decks that will be released as soon as the set is released as well. So we'll go ahead and start with Vraska's Planeswalker deck, which is all mono black and revolving around some certain themes. So we'll go ahead and look at those right now with Vampire Champion. Vampire Champion costs 3 and 1 black for a vampire soldier creature. He is a 3/3 with Death Touch. Now, this really isn't too special, but it will give you a glimpse of what the deck is going to be like. See, Vraska has always been about Death Touch and doing some very dastardly things. In her first rendition of The Unseen as a Golgari, which is green and black colors, she deployed assassins, and those assassins, whenever they dealt combat damage, would make the player who was dealt that combat damage lose the game, which you'll see a flashback to on her Planeswalker card. But Vampire Champion, nothing too special, 4 for a 3/3, but it does have Death Touch, so can't really complain too much there. Next we have Vraska's Conquistador, 1 and 1 black for a vampire soldier creature. Whenever Vraska's Conquistador attacks or blocks, if you control a Vraska Planeswalker, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. It is a 2/1 and it fills the uncommon slot. You see some synergy now going on with the whole Vraska thing. See, Planeswalkers always have these things as long as you control Vraska, like a Vraska Planeswalker, which is pretty nice, especially since Vraska is in standard in both in the regular Ixalan set, and I think she's getting a new reprint, hopefully, in the Rivals of Ixalan set, hopefully as mono black. It'd be really cool to see a whole mono black Vraska, since she's only been Golgari, which is pretty nice. But 2 life, they lose 2 life, you gain 2 life. If it attacks or blocks, not too bad of a creature for a 2/1 for 2, but only as long as you control Vraska. That it's not too bad, but it could be a lot better, considering that Vraska is a 6 mana Planeswalker. It's a little iffy, but let's go ahead and move on to the next synergy card. Vraska's Scorn is 2 and 2 black for a sorcery card. Target opponent loses 4 life. You may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Vraska, Scheming Gorgon. Reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. Now we're seeing some more Vraska things, Vraska synergy. They lose 4 life for 4, but Lightning Bolt does 1 red for 3, but whatever. But then you get to search for Vraska, but then you have to wait like another turn, even if you get that mana. It's just awkward. This card's a little awkward, especially as a rare. All they do is lose 4 life, and then you get to search Vraska and then put it in your hand. It's not terrible, but it could be improved. Maybe if they lost like 6 life, that'd be devastating. I think that'd be pretty neat. Or 5. Do like a nice, consistent number, because, they take a chunk, like a quarter of their life total for 4 mana. That would be really nice rare. And you get to search for Vraska. And then I'd be, a little bit more content with it. Even if you chuck it up to a 5 mana card, you'd still get, say you draw a land next turn, you can play Vraska that next turn, so it's it's a little iffy, but we'll go ahead and move on to the Gorgon herself. Vraska's Scheming Gorgon is 4 and 2 black for a legendary Planeswalker. Her +2 ability, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. it's not too bad, you know. Getting a +1 for every one of your, like, all your creatures getting +1 counters. It's bad. Very good removal. Very good removal. Just to pluck a creature out of the air like that, it's pretty nice. And her ultimate, her -10, until end of turn, creatures you control gain Death Touch. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to an opponent, that player loses the game. So it is -10, so it'll take you about 3 turns with the 6-mana Planeswalker to get there, but it'll be really worth it in the end. I mean, all your creatures are getting Death Touch. They also gain, but it's only till end of but it's not a mainstay. It's only till end of turn. See, that has to be a very specific thing. That -10 looks really nice because it has that ability. It gains Death Touch, and if it does combat damage to a player, they lose the game. Ooh. See, that's a little. There's a drawback with the until end of turn. I think it would have been fine just to have them gain it fully. I think it would have been just as nice. So that is the Vraska deck as a whole, you know, mono black consisting of some death touchy things. It doesn't matter. Let's move on to the next Planeswalker deck. So the next Planeswalker deck we'll be covering is Angrath, a new Planeswalker to the multiverse. Should be interesting, so let's go ahead and look at the first card of Angrath's Planeswalker deck. Swab Goblin, 1 and 1 red for a 2/2 Goblin Pirate. I mean, he's a bear, he's a 2/2 for 2, and he's a goblin, and he's a pirate. I mean, that's all you can really say. Don't really know why this one was a leaked card, like a spoiler card. Really doesn't add too much to the deck. Just to let you know that Angrath is going to be black and red. I guess that's how it works. Let's move away from this measly card to go on to Angrath's Ambusher, 2 and 1 black for a 2/3 orc pirate creature. Angrath's Ambusher gets +2/+0 as long as you control an Angrath Planeswalker. So this isn't too bad, you know. 2/3 for 2 or 2/3 for 3, already not too bad. Gets +2/+0, so it becomes a 4/3 as long as you control Angrath. Very good late game. So say turn 7, you can get this guy out pretty decent. You get a 4/3 for 3. Not too bad. Now we'll move on to the rare card of Angrath's Planeswalker deck with Angrath's Fury. 3, a black and a red for a sorcery card. Destroy target creature. Angrath's Fury deals 3 damage to target player. You may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Angrath Minotaur Pirate. Reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. See, I like this sorcery way better than Vraska's Scorn, because not only are you destroying a creature, you're doing 3 damage to a player. With Vraska, they only lose 4 life, and it costs 4. But with Angrath's Fury, for 1 extra mana, you get to destroy target creature and do 3 damage, and search for that Planeswalker. And at 5 mana, you're pretty much on your way for next turn to play Angrath Minotaur Pirate, 4, a black and a red, for a legendary Planeswalker. His +2 ability, he deals 1 damage to target opponent and each creature that player controls. See, that's pretty nice against token decks. They're getting a bunch of 1/1s. Hopefully, you know, if they're a good token deck, they'll have them more beefy and not just staying as 1/1s. But I mean, that will still work. It's a +2, dealing 1 damage to the player and to everything it controls. That's pretty nice. You can't really go wrong with that one. It's just a pretty nice +2 ability. Maybe if we did like 2 damage, I mean, that's asking too much. The -3 ability is to return target pirate card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Now, obviously the deck runs a bunch of pirates. That's why the Swab Goblin is actually not so bad, because the -3 you can just return it. If you got some pirate synergy going on in this deck, we can't really see too much of it other than the 2 creatures that were pirates. But that's about it. So pretty decent -3. Now on to the ultimate ability. -11. Destroy all creatures target opponent controls. Angrath, Minotaur Pirate, deals damage to that player equal to their total power. So basically, you add up all of their creatures' total power, and then deal that much damage to that player, and destroy all creatures they control. That is amazing, especially against those token decks. Like I said, this deck could actually make a pretty good mainstay in Standard, not gonna lie. With Abzan tokens running around like crazy, Angrath Minotaur Pirate could actually do some damage. I mean, he is 6 mana, so he's going to be a little bit late game. But once you get there, he's going to be a pretty decent card. Like, just that card itself. Obviously not too bad, especially if you're running like a pirate-themed deck, doing Grixis Pirates or what have you. This is going to be a great card for you to have. So that was Angrath's Planeswalker deck. Obviously not too bad of a Planeswalker deck, to be honest. I might pick up both of these just to play with a friend, or just to take it to the F&M at the local game store. But honestly, if I had to pick one over the other, I think my obvious choice would be Angrath Minotaur Pirate. Now, this is my personal preference. You don't have to go with what I say on this matter. But if I had to choose, Angrath Minotaur Pirate has to be one of the best Planeswalker decks I've seen so far. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good Planeswalker, not gonna lie. Would I rate it higher than Nicol Bolas? Than, like, the Planeswalker deck, the Deceiver? Maybe. It's a pretty good contender. I'd have to see it in combat against a good old Nicol Bolas. So which has been your favorite Planeswalker deck? Leave a comment down below explaining why you picked the chosen deck. Also, don't forget to leave a like and go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're interested in this series. First episode, just trying to test out the new things. Also, leave a comment if you want me to use a camera, maybe use other things. Help me improve. This is the first video on the channel, I believe, and I would like to get some feedback. Other than that, this has been Goji from Gojiras. Have an awesome day, Kaijus.